One, the speaker said that next stop were Greenwich, and the speaker remained seated until the train has come to a complete stop, and the speaker said that all passengers didn't stand up until they had stopped at the station. Because that were their safety. Next, the seekers started check around the ship to make sure they had left nothing behind. After that, the time for reading the commuter rail service. Finally, the seeker said they had the friendship. 2. The speaker introduced tonight that were the opening show of their 25th season. Then, the secret member of the audience were asked to turn off the on cell phone, picture, and recording device before the show began. And the use of camera wasn't permitted while the actor was on stage, including video and digital cameras. Finally, the speaker reminded information on upcoming shows were available in the lobby. 3. The speaker said that they had reached the voicemail of Martin Stewart because he was either away from his desk or out of the office. The speaker says that next, the speaker said that if they would like to make an appointment, please press 1 to speak with his assistant. Otherwise, wait for a beep and leave a message. Finally, the speaker said he would return their call as soon as he could. 4. The speaker announced the flight fittings were ready for boarding. So the speaker started on passenger line up at the gate, and their boarding pass to the flight attendant. Next, the speaker reminded let a flight attendant know if they were traveling with the small children or needed special assistance boarding the plane. After that, the speaker said that if their carry-on bags were too large, they may be asked to check them. Finally, the speaker reminded that were not smoking flights. 5. The speaker announced a traffic accident downtown were causing major delay on several main roads. So the speaker stated the driver were asked to avoid North State Street and use Constitution Avenue instead. If he merged to the right downtown. After that, if you Constitution Avenue, however, they might still experience some delay. Finally, so the speaker said that officials expected the delay to last for several hours. 6. The speaker thanked for calling Cultivate Computer. Then the speaker said that all of their line were busy then, so if they wanted to reach technical support, hang up and dial the number. Or if you wanted to speak to the customer service representative, stay on the line, and their call would be answered in turn. After that, finally, the speaker said that they were wait of approximately 5 minutes. 7. The speaker said that the ring was struck by the hurricane the week before that left millions of dollars of property damage in Ukraine. Then the speaker said that thousands of people had been left homeless and could expect to spend several weeks living in shelter. After that, the speaker remind the city were seeking donation of food and clothing for hurricane victims. Finally, the speaker said that if they would like to help, please send their donation to the Springfield Rescue Committee. 8. The speaker introduced Mr. Jackson, who had just joined their staff as the new manager assistant. Next, the speaker started on a staff member helped her during her first day there, as she learned their office routine. After that, the speaker thought they were ready to help her feel welcome to their office. Finally, the speaker was thankful to their cooperation in this matter. 9. The speaker announced the fire alarm system were being tested that morning, so they may hear the alarm go off several times in the course of the morning. Next, the speaker said that when they heard the alarm, please remain calm and no need to leave the building or to avoid using the elevator. Finally, the speaker started continue with their usual routine. And 10. The speaker said that the driver of the white car that were parked near the back entrance please move their car because the driver were parked illegally. Next, the speaker stated need to move their car immediately or it could be ticketed and towed. After that, the speaker said that the driver could park in the visitor parking area that were located near the front of the building. Finally, the speaker said that the parking area by the back entrance were for delivery vehicle only.